Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to what could be the final game of WCA 2014. If Cloud9 don't put it together right now. I'm LDMB on the summit, and Newbee currently hold a 2-0 lead. I was under the impression that there would be a stage switch, but I guess that's not happening, or if it is, maybe not until after the second game that's actually being played. Newbee, one game for the winner's bracket advantage, one game from the first official game played. Now lead this best of 5, 2-0, and with a win here, they would walk away with a whopping $325,000 in the process, denying Cloud9 yet another first place finish. They're quickly becoming the new Fnatic and Clairvoyance. I'm sure that's not where they want to end up.
Oh, it's a painful sight to behold, LD. And now we have Newbee picking up Death Prophet yet again, and Cloud9 going for the same thing. Draft is pretty much the same from last game here. Newbee also picking up the Skywrath second, and I don't think Cloud9 are going to go for Furion here like they did last game. But they did ban the Batrider, so I wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah, apparently there's a mic crackle. Sorry, guys. I think it should just clear up in a second. We'll see soon enough. But Brewmaster first pick, Death Prophet, Skywrath reply. I guess main thing is just this Death Prophet's not getting banned.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, I'm not too sure if they really should fear the Batrider on the side of Newbee, but hey, they actually went for the Furion again, so there's your justification of sorts.
Yeah, they get the Bone 7 Nature's Prophet. It didn't work out last time around, but on paper with the Blade Mail build definitely matches up well against the Skywrath in the early to mid game. And, well, it's going to be a Doom ban from Cloud9. So, really not something that Newbee has turned too much as of late. Like, to be honest, I almost never see it from them lately. They used to run it a lot, so too did Vici, but
yeah,
not the case recently.
The first ban is on the second pick side from last patch, which was at the International, was always like, well, most of the time was Doom and Lycan. Both heroes are pretty viable still, I would say. I think teams are just kind of afraid of trying it out. Newbee this time sticking to the same plan as the first game, banning out the Nagasara in third, and taking out the Holy Trinity on the side of Cloud9 that people are really afraid of right now. But Cloud9, I think that Doom ban is somewhat of an indicator. They took out Void as well, I guess, to take out the synergy mainly. But I have this odd feeling that they don't want to go for the exact same thing, but maybe like a Morphling this time. Again, something that both Newbee and Cloud9 have ran in the past. The Panda, the Nature's Prophet, and the Morphling together.
And now your Void ban. So no Skywrath Mage combination there. With the Chronosphere and the Mystic Flare. We'll see a Sandcade picked up by Newbee. So they get the potent support burst damage duo. A lot of gank potential. Definitely a lot of team fight potential from these two. And gives you that instant stun. Could be a problem for the Brewmaster between a Burrow Strike as well as the Silence of Skywrath. It might be a game where he just has to go for an early BKB. And it will be Cloud9 who snap up the Spectre this time around.
Yeah, teams are stealing picks this game.
Interesting.
Interesting indeed. I wonder if Cloud9 is going to go full-on throttle with this and pick up the Ancient Apparition as well. Or possibly a Venomancer.
Veno? What's the reasoning with the Veno?
The Venomancer is actually... This is actually the old EG secret strategy. They're like... I think they're 7-0 with the strat. But basically it's the Furion, Venomancer, and Spectre. And that was back when Venomancer was primarily ran as a support. But the function is, it's just you provide the Haunt with the Vision, and Nature's Prophet follows up the ultimate, and then the Venomancer just comes and cleans up everything in the fights. And of course, Venomancer offers so much presence in the fights that Spectre can kind of maneuver freely. So as a team fight combo, you add a Panda on top of that, and it's kind of unstoppable.
Yeah, and if you get late enough in the game and Prophet picks up some big right-click items, like any hero on the map is just dead to a Prophet ult Spectre Haunt. So they can go for the team fights, they can go for the split push, they can go for the pick-off. The only thing they're really lacking right now is like presence for that first, I don't know, 8-10 minutes. You've got Prophet who can TP and set up ganks, but if it comes to a real brawl early, Bone 7, one null tally is probably not going to offer too much compared to the burst damage of a Skywrath and Sandcade, and we'll have to see what kind of supports they get to shore up the Spectre pick. There is an Ancient Apparition out there, something Cloud9 could go for if they really want to commit to a global strat.
Oh,
interesting.
Yeah, that's a known Spectre counter by Newbee. Personally, I haven't seen them find too much success with it, but they trust in it, and they trust in the How Lifestealer. They picked it after a couple losses in the past as well, so Whether this is experimentation or not, I'm not certain. I do know that there is a blink initiator that the Lifestealer can work in conjunction with this game, which is the Sand King. So it's very much possible.
Yeah, of course that rage will deal very nicely with dispersion and desolate. So
Yeah.
it's just a hero that can man fight as well, and that's generally what you need if you want to try and deal with a Spectre in the fights. Is obviously her spread damage is immense, but if your Death Prophet and Lifestealer could just tank through it and then beat the Spectre when she tries to come in, then you've got
Yeah,
problems.
exactly. That is the idea. Just don't know how successful it's going to be. As a matter of fact, there's the hard counter right there. Bane. If that Lifestealer is already having a difficult time against a hero like Brewmaster and Spectre who can just dagger into the trees, maybe you can just ignore the Lifestealer through the duration of the rage. Now you can actually fight through the duration of the rage with the Bane Elemental. But I mean, it's going to be hard to get that full duration off against the double silence coming out of the Death Prophet as well as Skywrath, and of course the range initiation coming out of the Sand King and the Borrow Strike. So both lineups pretty crafty so far. I would say Cloud9 has like more room for, I don't want to say gimmicky, but you know it's somewhat more, I don't know, cool to see, more global presence and kind of more interesting plays that they can come up with. But Newbee, their strategy is nothing to scoff at. That Death Prophet hero is something.
Yeah, something is the word.
Yeah,
And
she is strong, man. She is so darn strong.
And for what it's worth, it is on the dire. Not as big of a deal now, but it does mean you're just a little bit closer if you want to go for that smoke into the pit. And generally, we'll have more access ways to it with the tier if you keep your tier 1 up bottom lane. Bone 7 might have something to say about that, though. But I do like this Mirana ban. No Bane Mirana shenanigans for Cloud9, and they'll need a support to combo with this Bane. I mean, I'm still thinking there's maybe potential for H Apparition, but he is kind of food for a Lifestealer at the same time.
Yeah, the thing with AA is most of the time he's kind of squishy, and if he gets caught out, he'll just die as a support because he doesn't have the escape nor that many different slows and lockdowns. But Ice Vortex and AA Blast alone, more often than not, offers enough, and of course, Chilling Touch guarantees the early game. I think Cloud9 actually makes a lot of sense with a Venomancer pick here, quite honestly. I'm not too sure if they want to run it though. I haven't seen them run it often. I guess the other possibility might be the Alchemist, which they did use yesterday with Bane. But again, it's actually Alchemist is pretty good here because Skywrath is already low armor, and Newbee's push in general requires anchoring with the Death Prophet, and Alchemist just got a little bit better, I would say.
Yeah, gives you some extra minus armor to help deal with the Bristleback as well, and even the Lifestealer can be vulnerable to that if the rage isn't up. But well, we'll see from Cloud9. It does give them a, I guess it's a hero that can scale as well, which is kind of like what you're looking for with AUI 2000. No Visage for him. Outside of that, the Sand King's been picked up. There's not, unless they want to go for a jungler. That would be the one situation where I could see them not going for something along the lines of what we've already talked about. Enigma is still out there. Haven't seen that much recently. H Apparition's out there. Enchantress and Enchanter are both out there.
Yeah, funny story. That Enigma pick is if you recall our game against Vici Game 3, Cloud9 versus Vici Game 3, what happened was in the 4th pick, the plan was actually to take Morphling, which the enemy team stole from us and subsequently cost our loss because we had no counters to Morphling. I mean, on top of the level 1 Rosh attack. But yeah, the other thing was the Enigma getting picked up there, and we didn't like that afterwards. Dazzle was, I guess, the other possibility coming up against the melee heavy lineup of Newbee. It's certainly good, and it offers that good lane presence, but somehow, some way, I feel like it's not as strong of a pick it could be. But AUI does play a good Dazzle, and every time he plays on LAN with Dazzle, he gets super excited because he doesn't have to play with this 250 MS ping from the West Coast. So we'll have to see how it goes here.
Well, you say that, but Perfect World might have something in store for him.
Might
anyway.
beg to differ, huh?
Come on, Claire. All right. Well, after seeing the drafts, who do you like better? Who's your favorite after seeing the picks?
I think both drafts are somewhat unorthodox in the last couple of picks and interesting. I would say, I mean, it's hard to call again. Like last game, I thought Cloud9 had the advantage. And then the couple of misplays coming out of the Razor as well as the game being dragged out against the 2 massive cores changed that. I would say this game, how it goes is if Cloud9 don't feed too many kills, they might win a big fight, take out the Death Prophet, and go Rosh. They have a better Rosh lineup this time. But Newbee have pretty good lane presence.
Yeah, Newbee do have Goo and Death Prophet, so it's definitely good for them as well. And, well, you've got open wounds, which can be nice if you break the Liquid Spheres first on the Roshan. Here we go, though. This was something after TI4 the Chinese teams were doing a lot of, was these level 1 smokes, just trying to get a first blood and just, like, win the game on the back of it. And it seems that this will be the killing blow attempted by them. They'll make their way up into the Radiant jungle, and Cloud9 not in the best spot.
Yeah, this angle is perfect for Newbee. It's just as the smoke is going to expire as well, so they might not expect it.
They have a trance scouting the other direction. It might be Fada who saves the day. Sanctuary dropping down the Observer Ward. They're going to see Fada, but can they get in range? Concussive shots there. Not sure if you were only going on this Brewmaster, but they're going to try for it. Paladin's just chilling, sitting back with a Brain Sap ready to go. Fada drops low, not finished off. Bone 7 focusing on Banana, can't get the kill. They end up getting the first blood on the Brew, and Hal stands strong through this. Continues to get the quills. This Bristle back is more like a Bristle beast, as Rabbit and Banana will combine to take out Bone 7. Surrounded, body blocked effectively. He may kill off the Sand Kid as a trade. No, not even that. They get down the Magic Bush for it, they get a first blood and a second blood, and they all get out safely, and they even do it before the creeps spawn. And they're going to get the bottom rune, and probably the top rune to boot, so what else can really go wrong for Cloud9 from here?
Yeah, certainly a nice engage for them, but I mean, traditionally people would think this is a huge deal, and some people would say like game over or something like that. I think it's actually not that bad. I mean, it does hurt to lose 2 kills, and especially one going for Death Prophet, which means that her Null Talisman pool is not as effective in terms of slowing down her bottle progression. But yeah, Cloud9, I think they're okay with it. They're dealing up against the Brewmaster, pardon me, the Bristleback now, who, oh, never mind. He picked up the rune, I believe it was a regen, so he's got all his mana back.
Oh, that hurts. Sand King got a free Fountain Trip, just denied himself to Roche after... well, he didn't really have any gold to spend, so yeah. Just denies himself to Roche. But
oh dear, this is an off-lane solo Nace.
Yeah, it gets to Bane Spectre though.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna work. I mean, honestly, Lifestealer has gotten to the point where melee strength heroes can actually zone him out with a stealth shield, depending on the matchup. It's definitely fallen from its grace.
Does have a salve. He has picked up a magic stick, but really the best lane for it. And he's going to just try to trade blows here with Paladin. Eternal Heavy's like, I need to farm, so you're just going to have to do this one alone, Pi. And as a result, I'll take a lot of damage. Has the stick charges, but he's expecting backup from Envy. Envy only now comes in. One more auto attack. No, he's got stick charges. Body blocks there. Rabbit could actually be baited in too far. They'll dagger and go the other way. They've got another brain sap. This could have been an ultimate bait from Pi, but, well, creeps will prevent that, so. Does force out the Lifestealer salve, and I guess in the end it's just kind of a regen exchange, but the problem is the Paladin is pretty much out of regen. It's only Envy, who is sitting on 6 tangos, to be fair. And meanwhile, Smoke mid. Smoke mid. They're looking for the Brew. This could be trouble. You can't afford to be giving up a kill on your Brewmaster right now. Bottle has been picked up and is on its way back to base, but he's up on the high ground.
Are you alive?
What's up?
Are you alive?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, good, good. Good to see you're healthy. Well, I think the call was fading off. Maybe it was my internet for a second.
Okay. Yeah, you sounded fine to me, but...
Okay.
It's an improvement so far from the way this series started, that's for damn sure.
So Paladin, I believe he does get the... Well, he scouts out the invis, but I don't think it's going to
dead. He does 2 stick charges here, but I don't think he has enough mana for Nightmare. Maybe the Nightmare deny? Oh, I think he's got it.
Here we go.
I think he's got it. He's got it. Just had enough with the stick charges. Still, it is a death for him, but it does require a big rotation from Newbee. That was their smoke gank intended for mid.
Yeah, I think he's very content with that one. The fact that he was able to deny himself and scout out the smoke gank and the invis pickup as well. That could have very well been a mid engagement or a bottom lane. And sure enough, Paladin gets a free trip to the fountain without losing much.
Still, I'm just looking at How in this top lane. He's almost getting 2 kills. He's 2v1 and he's diving about 7. And he can probably commit for this. Oh, he is going to. How's diving, and he's forced to AUI 2000 off. AUI knows if he goes into Grave, then he's getting, or to heal, then he's getting into position to die himself from the quills. So it's a solo kill on a 2v1 lane. But they're going to try and turn this. Hal's already salving up. I think he's got too much HP with the salve. Yeah, they can't kill him.
Yeah. Really nice play coming out of Hal. I do think, though, that somebody should rotate on the side of Newbee to help him out a little bit. Maybe just give him a clarity or just another pool tangle and give him presence for a little bit. This dual range lane, even though they die like this, they're still going to be able to zone out the Bristleback at one point.
Oh, Fada, this is a bad death. Burrow Strike to come through. There will be another nuke in 3 seconds. He gets off the clap, tries to turn on the Sand King. Not going to happen. Newbee, 5-1 so far. And I believe the one death was the Roshan deny as well. So
yeah, that's right.
It's essentially a shutout they're pitching so far.
Yeah, 5 kills in less than 4 minutes. Doing pretty good.
What do you do now if you're Cloud9, Claire? You're on the verge of elimination. You're incredibly exhausted after yesterday. Your draft isn't working out so well with the early kills given up. You do have Spectre Prophet. What are you saying in the war room, and how do you turn this one around?
Keep your heroes alive the best way you can in the lanes. Wait for level 6 and wait for a turnaround opportunity. With the Panda Brewmaster split at 6, as well as the Prophet having the Nature's Wrath and the Spectre being able to follow up with the Haunt, they can guarantee kills. And as I talk about kills, Paladai.
As you talk about level 6s, Newbee are quite content to fight at level 3 and 4, but the Grave comes in. AUI able to turn this. Rabbit and Sanctuary will be caught out. They'll get the return kill. It is a 4-hero rotation down bottom. Well, two total rotating in. Rabbit doesn't have a Quelling Blade. There will be a Sprout in 2 seconds. Body block to start. He can get the block here, but Sandcade's in position to potentially turn this one around. Looking for the Burrow Strike. Goes in onto Paladai. Now the Sandstorm, but he's under a Sentry Ward that was used to D-Ward earlier. How unfortunate for Banana. Moo suddenly also caught out in this engagement. He could get clapped. He will. There's no Brew Split, thank God for him. But they're still chasing. Cloud9, they smell blood in the water. And they strike back with quite a few big kills.
Yeah, and that's the turnaround they were looking for. Again, this lineup of Cloud9, they just have to sit in their lanes, make sure they get their levels up, and play similarly to how Newbee wanted to play last game with the Tidehunter Ravage and the Spectre Haunt. Just wait for their ultimates, get the pickoffs they need. You know, their lineup is not too objective heavy as it is kind of just choking out the enemy because they can't fight you kind of thing. So they really, really need the experience points to come in early. And with those kind of kills, they would get them. Eternal Envy all of a sudden 2-0-0 and 10-3 in terms of CS. Looking pretty good.
Yeah, and most importantly, Spectre up to level 4, nearly hits level 5, so Haunt coming soon, and Bone 7 get his levels. Despite not having the best start overall in that top lane, he's not too far off level 6. And it does feel like Cloud9 are the much more level 6 reliant team. Like, you get... Oh, bottom lane, how? Just try to zone Eternal Envy out. Like, you get your level 6 on Sand King, well, it's not really about that. It's about the Blink Dagger, which is still going to be a ways off. Mystic Flare, not hugely important. A nice spell to have for sure, but Cloud9 much more level dependent. And considering the start, they're doing decently on those heroes for their levels. I mean, not like this Bristleback and Death Prophet, but what do you expect after the early start?
Yeah. They're definitely scraping up every bit they can and doing a pretty decent job of it, I would say. But the sad result is that the top 3 CSers, it just shifted for a moment there because Fada has picked up the 26th CS, but basically the top 3 net worth is dictated by Newbee right now.
Alright, well, let's take a look at item progression here. How just pick up the Treads as the early bottle and this Magic Stick, so going for just the cheap regen and laning items. Your Sand King focusing on clearing out the woods for Banana, so trying to catch up after that unfortunate demise bottom lane. Lifestealer, Phase Boots. Get slipped under the tower. They do have some follow-up. Vada has his ultimate, and they may be forced to use it. No, I guess not. That silence is quite strong. Or not that silence, that Braid Sap, rather.
Oh, Sancheng, very nice TP out of him there. Great awareness.
These are nice rotations from Cloud9. Suddenly your Spectre hits level 6. That was a level 7 Bristleback that just went down. Nearly level 8. That's a lot of experience to be giving back the other way.
The other thing is, if a Bristleback doesn't start snowballing super hard and becomes unkillable by like 12 to 15 minute mark, Panda is actually really good against the Bristleback. His Primal Split just renders Bristleback completely useless, just throws him up in the air, and then Bristleback gets forever kited after he lands, if the teamfight goes in the way of the Panda's team. So...
Well, Pi and just their own neighborhood. Moo rotates down. I think Newbee have had enough of getting picked off, but one at a time. They're going to start grouping now. We see 4 heroes down bottom. Chase the Eternal Envy. He's got his urn up already, though. They Phase Boots cooling down soon, but it's a really big commitment to go for that kill. So instead, they'll drag the creeps off the tower, use the Bristleback to take them, Exorcism to take it, and they will use this early pushing power to secure some tower gold advantage. But for a game that started 5-0, it doesn't feel that bad, and it might change even more in their favor. Look, well, not in their favor, but towards their way. As they find Banana top lane, we'll end up going down. I mean, don't get me wrong. To be up 4,000 gold, 3,500 gold on the stage is immense, but it is a Prophet Spectre. It's a lot of just team fight potential and pick-off potential later on.
Yeah, just as you said, we haven't quite seen the full potential of what Cloud9 can dish out in terms of damage and just getting back the game in their favor. So we'll have to hold out on that.
Perhaps most importantly, Bone 7 has 3 null talismans, so he's fully stocked now. Such a value.
On the way to the build.
Yeah, It's funny how you said that he said it's not always the best build, because like he said, it just always goes.
Yeah,
for
we specifically talk about it. I'm like, well, you know, I like the build, but I mean, this was back when I was coaching them very heavily. Like, I like the build, but you know, it doesn't seem like it's good for every game, right? And this was the time when he started building Dagon with it, because I guess he kind of felt like, oh, I'm owning, what the hell? Just converts one of the null talismans into a Dagon, and somehow it worked out. So I just wanted to make sure that he doesn't get the, I don't know, like doesn't get to his head or something. He's like, yeah, it's only good for some games, of course, and then here we are. Every LAN you see this guy playing Prophet, he's building 4 null talismans and a blade mill.
I think his if he could buy more inventory slots to get more null tallies, he might just do it.
He might. Honestly, I don't even know what to call it. Like, whether it's just a stroke of genius or random luck, dumb luck. Who could come up with this kind of build? You build 4 null talismans on a Nature's Prophet and blade mill. Man.
It's funny because this used to be done, but it was not like for the early damage. It was just the bracer gaming. You know, when you're losing, just mass your bracers up.
Yeah, that's right.
On supports, but it's unusual to see it on a core hero for sure. Not anymore, I guess.
Yeah. Blade Mail of all items. I mean, honestly, Blade Mail is one of the most cost-efficient items in the game. The stats that it gives for 2,200 gold, as well as the active ability, which is, I mean, it's amazing, simply put. But Nature's Prophet, an intel hero that TPs, you don't really want to go into the middle of the fight. You kind of want to stay on the edge and just right-click targets. Interesting playstyle indeed.
So they have a Yule Scepter up already. This is such a fast start for the Death Prophet. I think the Yules was like a 15-minute Yules last game.
Yeah, it was.
What a turn it's been. They don't have an ultimate, and he's just gonna go for the TP out, and there's no way to cancel it. No grip yet on Pile Die. That's unfortunate, but it does at least get him off Eternal Envy's back. So sorry, I'm so used to seeing How on the Lifestealer. Rabbit forced back to the base, and they're gonna rotate mid instead. Blink is up.
This is just a small thing. Oh, hold that thought. Thought at the mid lane.
Clap initiation. Moo just melting, can't get out. Didn't get off the Yules in time, and now they cyclone up They cyclone one up in the air. Actually, his Yules was never delivered. I guess it wasn't fully complete. Sanctuary wound up going down as well. And they dropped 2 in the end. Yeah, he's just doesn't have it ready yet.
Yep. Meantime, Hao has finished his Vanguard and is coming into the fray.
Gonna try and turn this one, but Cloud9 already retreating off the mid lane. And Vanguard's nice and all, but you gotta get in range to do that damage. And, well, they're just able to kite him. They'll use the Dazzle ultimate just to try and force him out. Well, meanwhile, Rabbit roams through the Radiant jungle, hunting for Eternal Envy. He's going to find him. Could go for some chip damage, but not too much kill potential with Envy now. Having the urn. And they'll try to man fight. He's already used Rage, though, which means he doesn't have that easy TP out. Doesn't have an Infest if he needs it. And he'll just take a ride back the other way, this lane with the Infest.
Unfortunately for AUI 2000, you can't really help the creeps dying faster. In fact, all he can do is heal them up. And Rabbit realizes it's time.
He is creating space for his team, though. Like, these supports just have to sit bottom. So it's 2-3 heroes there while they push in mid. Move with Exorcism and looking at the second tower, but maybe he's creating a little too much space. He'll go for the TP out now. Still no feed script. No, it's purely just opening up the map for Newbee.
Yeah, well, LD, you can never create enough space.
Yeah, that's true. There's always room for more. Until you've broken down their tower. Newbee are going to rotate top. And it's a Blink on the Sandcade now. Blink's up on Sandcade, Vanguard up on your Bristleback, Yule Scepter. He actually had to finish the Void Stone. I thought he was about to get it, but he was short on the gold. So now he has the Yule Scepter, still quite a few minutes faster than last game. Drum's about to come out Rabbit. Like, each hero at this point pretty much has their first just cheap, cost-effective fight now item, and they're going to try to use those to push top.
Yeah. Of course, I don't think Cloud9 will decide to engage until they get either the Fiend's Grip on Bane, which it is available, and he has 5 Magic Stick charges, so I guess they can look to contest. But when it comes to wave clear abilities, aside from Fada initiating in with the clap, they don't have that much. So this might be the first major engagement here.
They do have a Fiend's Grip ready to go for Pilot 9. He's just going to open with it on Rabbit. There's got to be a cancel of this ASAP. Rabbit able to rage as the silence came out and prevents Pilot 9 from any more Fiend's Grip activity. Still Rabbit low and being chased out. Banana standing fairly strong, but the Epi comes through. It's a decent one for Banana. Not an amazing one, but enough to get that first kill on the Prophet. Now he gets Boulder tossed and forced back a bit, but Hal stands strong against the Bruce, but he just doesn't care. He's diving 3 heroes down to the tier 1 tower, but this early, this is a lot of damage. Self-deny again gets the self-deny. It's a laggy one, for me at least. Burrow strike through though. Banana's gonna turn it. It's 4 falling in the end. Man, Cloud9 played that fight really well, and still it's just not good enough. They end up losing
Yeah.
quite a few heroes.
Yeah,
I
the
guess
fact that it
it's-
was so close without the exorcism really goes to show that Cloud9, they need a little bit more time before their heroes can kick in. And unfortunately for Bone 7, even though the epicenter was kicking in on him, he didn't have the blade mill available for that fight. So I think that really might have changed the course of things as well.
Yeah, and that was with them also having Brew Split and, well, Spectre Haunt as well. Moo getting caught on the river, though. This could be big by Bone 7. The TP out's not in time. Oh, just when he's starting to pull ahead of net worth. What a pickoff.
That blade mill, that came just in time. I don't think Moo realized that he had it, so he actually dropped the Carrion Swarm on Bone 7 and ended up dishing out more than 200 damage on himself. So by the time that TP came in, he already inflicted way too much harm on his own way.
And they get a tower deny all of a sudden with that extra kill and the tower deny. That's quite nice for them. And perhaps most importantly, it means Death Prophet on the sidelines, which he could be potentially just getting ready to Roche. They are in position for that now, though, Claire. They've got 3 tier 1s down and Exorcism ready upon the respawn. They'll have Epi in 45. Haunt still cooling down for, well, it'll be ready, 15 seconds. But Brew splits down for 50. So this may be enough time for Newbee to walk towards that Roche pit.
Yeah. Now, this is just a small side note, and I've been wanting to mention it for a couple of minutes now, but I wish the way this Lifestealer is played, I really wish he grabbed an Orb of Venom.
It would be very annoying for... He's constantly just diving and harassing. Will Pilot9 get another self-deny? Oh, he's trying for it again, but this time not fast enough. And he will end up dropping as Rabbit's pursued out. He's got an infest, but nothing to infest to. Give this man a vehicle. He doesn't have a car. He's got to walk to work, and it takes too long. Fada, the Brew Split cooling down soon. He's got a haste turn as well. And he may even reinitiate here if they spend too long trying to push in. They're going for it. They're diving AUI to a tier 2 tower. I'm not sure that they want to commit that far. And while they're doing that, they lose their Sand King from the drive by Fada. He might drive by again. Yeah, he's making another pass here. Blink's ready. Goo's going to hit him. And, well, that's going to cancel the Blink Dagger. They'll have to keep on going on him with Goo. Prevent that clap forward. Still kiting and controlling Fada while the Goo stacks up, but there's reinforcements here. How? He's just fighting their entire team once again. And finally, they'll have a little bit more. They'll brain in the Death Prophet. Exorcism to come through. Fada, low on mana. He's got 10 stick charges. Can swap those. Actually is on strike threads right now. And look to go. This will force out a buyback from Banana. They want to force the fight bottom lane. AUI try to retreat out. Yule Scepter no longer available, but doesn't want to TP out. And, well, just expect his team to turn this. It's not going to happen. Hal just smacks him down. They're watching their friend get beaten up by a bully. And no one's there to bail him out on the playground. The teachers just stand by and watch.
Yeah, I think part of the reason is because Haunt as well as Nature's Prophet Ultimate are still not available. And as I say, that Prophet's pushing the top lane, but Moo is coming in for the deny, and here it is, Lifestealer Bomb.
He does have a teleport scroll. Instantly uses it, and he gets the tower last hit. Oh, man. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Brew Split was also used, so they get the tower. They look for Sunshine. This is going to be a kill, going the way of the Brew. And now Hal, he's Fiend's Grip, taking a lot of damage from the Spectre. They'll get another kill. Newbee started this game 5-0 with a first blood and a whole lot of momentum. 3 towers going their way. And that lead has officially evaporated. It's now like 1,000 gold lead for them. And experience is officially on Cloud9's side.
Yeah. Huge turnarounds all around. Turnarounds all around. Many turnarounds.
Turnarounds
Just
indeed.
thought it sounded funny for a moment. But yeah, Bone 7 with that Blade Mill being able to survive the top lane and just keeping out with the tower. And then following it up with engagements at the bottom. And yeah, Haunt. I mean, no Haunt, pardon me. Spectre goes down.
Yeah, had the Haunt, but he was going to be too low to get out anyway, so... They do retaliate with their Eternal Envy kill. Still, it feels like these aren't... why are you trading, you know? You're up 5-0 with 3 towers. You should just be winning fights, but... Cloud9 are just taking the better engagements. They had a nice haste run on Fada. He's been creating space, and... Finally, they will walk towards the Roche pit. With Brewmaster split offline for 45, this probably just goes their way. We'll see if Cloud9 can contest.
Yeah, honestly though, I really hope Eternal Envy doesn't fall victim to the same thing as last game. He really is the utmost important hero this game, and I think he needs to prioritize himself over everything else. The way he pushed out that lane to farm, it's somewhat understandable, and it's I guess you can be ganked there because the Sand King was camping that area for some time. The Haunt comes out now. I'm not too sure if they want to engage on this though.
Man, he's way out on an island. That brain set plus 2 auto attacks for Spectre brings him down, and House starts taking a lot of damage to that Desolate as he tries to retreat. Clap will connect as well, but the Burrow's there. Banana doesn't have an Epi to follow this up. Bone 7 trying to TP out. That's not going to happen. Moo cancels it with the Yules. They'll get the kill. And now, popping the Aegis, Cloud9, pretty content with that. Just want to retreat out. No, maybe they want to go in. Another clamp on 2, but another burrow on 2 as well. The blows being traded. Pylai die, unable to do a thing. They infest to keep one alive. Fada getting kited and control. Newbee. Oh, now the brew split comes, but this is 2 tanks. He can't really do much. He's realized his mistake and just gonna back off in the end.
Banana stun was very lucky, simply put. I mean, he definitely didn't anticipate the panda to blink in there, but it was just perfect. Because as soon as the stun timer ran out, Mu was able to apply the silence by then, and it stopped the panda ultimate from happening overall. So that was some clutch plays coming out of Newbee. Unexpected brilliance. Yeah,
that's definitely the way to put it. And well, for Eternal Envy, he is 5-2 at 7. He did fine in that fight. I believe he got 1 kill and didn't die, so yeah. He's up to 1,500 gold. Bought the Radiance recipe earlier just to limit the loss of unreliable gold, and if he keeps this up and doesn't die, maybe they have 1 good fight, he could still have his Radiance at a reasonable timing, like before the 25-minute mark. And that's where Newbee could have real problems, so they can't get cocky here, even with a decent fight mid.
Honestly, part of Newbee's problems are already beginning to come to light. Like this Lifestealer, I don't really know what this hero does at this point, LD. And it's unfortunate because the picks seem like a command fight up the Bane.
Oh, Moo! He's killing himself on the Blade Mill of Boat 7! Oh, it barely survives. That was way closer than what Moo was intending, though. This Blade Mill is doing a lot of work. Now a Haunt to try and turn things. Diving for Sanctuary, that's pretty much a free kill for Eternal Envy. No, maybe not with Hal here. Okay, not a free kill at all.
Yeah.
Left to back. Would have been a free kill.
Suddenly not free kill as the Bristleback just charges in, and he has finished the Crimson Guard. Now this item, LD, people say that it's not good and they just undermine it completely. This item's good. It's actually really good.
Well, especially on Bristleback.
Oh yeah, it's especially good on Bristleback for sure, but like in team fights, people think that like all these magical damages come in and people just get bursted down instantly, but there are a lot of fights where I'm gonna have to hold that thought. Banana just landed a huge kill with the Lifestealer bomb.
Yeah, I was also zoning out. My bad. We're talking about Crimson Guard and I'm just focusing entirely on the hero carrying.
Crimson Guard though, that Crimson Guard. I mean, it's good. Like a lot of fights, people just overlook the right-click damage, even coming out from random supports that usually have a part in finishing the target or dealing the executing blow. And Crimson Guard, the flat block really does well against that.
That was another big kill though. Eternal Envy, you mentioned it's important he doesn't die, and he's died again. They'll burrow straight through, trying to finish off this tower bottom lane, but Glyph was used. That'll hold the line. And they'll bring in Moo. Reinforcements have arrived, silencing Fada, so he can't think about a jump in. And he'll be forced to retreat. Another death for Eternal Envy. And he hasn't died that much. He's only got 3, but given the way this game began, they really need close to perfect play from their Spectre.
Yeah, pretty much. Similar to last game. I mean, last game was, I guess, forgivable because their early game was so stellar, but this game it's a different case. We saw from the start that Newbee had 5 kills before 4 minutes, and although as I said it didn't matter that much, or as much as the numbers seem to make it, it still does have an impact on how the laning stage goes overall. And as we see, AUI 2000 getting ran at.
There's the defensive sleep. There's also a grave ready for AUI, and he'll throw his ultimate out even before going down, but they just keep on chunking at him, and they'll bring him down. Meanwhile, the Brew Split driving Sanctuary back to Haunt simultaneously as well. BKB was forced out for Moo. He didn't get much accomplished now. Chasing on the Rabbit. They'll try and kill him off. The Brewmaster dealing for the time being with the Bristleback. But now he comes back down to earth, and he looks to go. While Eternal Envy decides to scatter out of the fight. Burrow straight through from onto Bone 7, but he just TP's out with his Blade Mound. No one wants to go to him. Fada also scattering. This time to the north, trying for the blink away. He's got it at 5 seconds, but they've gotten on top of him. And with the clap, he doesn't have mana for a TP. So he just ends up, well, most likely going down. Can he get off that blink? Yules, no chance for him. So they use a Brewmaster split. They end up losing 3 heroes to that, and that is not what you're looking for.
Yeah, this is starting to look very similar to last game. The amount of peril that Cloud9 is in right now it's hard to describe, simply because any more mistakes is just going to amplify their impending loss very convincingly, and I'm kind of worried for them.
You sound like you've given up, man. Their impending loss. It's already guaranteed.
I had to choose that carefully there, but like the thing is, the Spectre, it's so hard to even come back. Like right now, if she even had a Radiance, what happens is the Bristleback actually just charges in and tanks it, because the Radiance Haunt gives the team an excuse to try and fight. but they actually can't. So what it's gonna do is it's gonna have this deceptive effect that Cloud9 can actually engage, which they can't. And I don't know. I don't think they have enough damage to burst down either the Death Prophet or the Bristleback, and that itself is a concern.
I was thinking maybe Bone 7 would try for Courier Snipe, because they do have a ward in the vicinity, but he didn't have intelligence on where the other heroes were, so he's just going to go farm his Ancients instead. And they'll try to deward those Ancients, but Moo's here to deward the deward, and nobody really wants to stand against Moo. Some next level fights near the Ancients.
Really?
See, he's very confident in that position, like... And I guess the difference is, compared to when Envy was doing that the other game, is he's got some backup here. Skywrath Mages nearby.
Yeah. Tough game, man. They're getting choked out of their own side of the map, and Newbee have some really, really nice wards placed. Very, very tough game.
Well, this is where you got a rat. And Bone 7 is going to go now for a Mjolnir, or a Maelstrom, so maybe the Mjolnir comes out next, we'll see, but this will let him clear the waves. It creates a little space for the Spectre, potentially, but it seems Newbee are content just to force bigger objectives. Tier 2 tower, under siege, and I'm not sure this can be defended. Yeah, there's no glyph, there's just no way. To lose this is their deny attempted AUI. Just gonna heal the wave to slow down the push a few seconds longer, but it'll be a clean tower takedown for Newbee, and then they can just back. C9 not taking objectives either, and more aggressive warding. It's a minefield right now for the Spectre to leave the base.
Oh yeah, minefield both in terms of death potential and, as you said, with the wards. There's just so much vision coming out on the side of Newbee, and yeah, it looks very similar to last game where Cloud9 was doing the same thing to Newbee, except Cloud9 were kind of even with Newbee, and Newbee didn't realize it, but they had the Spectre, so eventually they found out. This time Newbee still has the Death Prophet and are able to just push in all the lanes as they desire. Of course, Newbee not playing the same way as some of the Western teams do in this kind of stage. They're not just forcing out the enemy jungle and kind of camping. What they are doing though is making the best out of their own side of the map, just pushing in lanes as they see fit. And I do believe, just like last game, Roshan is going to be the next big thing here.
Burrow strike in onto Eternal Envy. Can't die again. He gets Grave. Can he TP out? No, doesn't have a teleport scroll.
Oh, the Radiance.
Envy. Oh no. That relic
no.
is so delayed. It's unbelievable. And now they're looking for more. Pylite die. He will go for the Brain Sap here. He's pretty damn tanky, and they don't have an Exorcism, but they're still just going to slap him down anyway. Your Sankey will blink out. That's 3. I think it's 2 deaths for Envy since he really got close to the relic, and
yeah. Oh man,
costly deaths.
Oh, I mean that's just a really frustrating position to be in. I mean, when you're forced into buy a recipe before the item itself, and every time you inch towards it, you just get set back a multiple set of steps because of some silly death or overextend. Whatever the case may be, it's not a happy position to be in.
Shiva's Guard now out on the Death Prophet. These items are coming fast and furious for Newbee, and what's worse for Cloud9 is Roche is also coming soon. Envy probably won't even have his Radiance by the time this Roche respawns. Well, I mean, I guess he might just have it, but that's going to be it. Like, Radiance, no buyback. You better make that first life count.
Yeah, pretty much.
And these heroes are tanky.
I think Newbee's actually gotten to the point where they can probably Roche, and they can do it without the Exorcism.
Bone 7's in trouble now. Can he TP out of time? No, Yule's up in the air. No teleport scroll, he's dead. Yeah, nothing he can do now. Hope Blade Mail will try to right-click move, but...
Yeah.
That's...
Yeah, unfortunately for Prophets, when they're facing up against Death Prophet, who can not only cancel it with the stun coming out of Yule's, but with the silence, there's no way. Not when you get open wounded like that. So Bone 7 does fall in his own jungle. I guess you can say somewhat space made, because right now Newbee, like intel on Newbee's heroes is very important. It showed them that they're not in the Roche pit yet, but they very well can go into that after the kill, which allows Eternal Envy to say, okay, I'm probably just gonna stay on the opposite side of the map if I stay here, just farm up my Radiance and get what I can in the meantime.
In good news, they do have the Radiance, assuming he buys it, which Courier's at the side shop. Yeah, I guess he wants to TP home first. But yeah, no buyback. No buyback haunt. Just the single life.
You know, this Lifestealer bomb, I have to admit, I must have underestimated quite a bit, because it's something I haven't seen in a while. But again, Newbee has played it a couple times and it didn't work in recent times.
And we missed the big one too, which was the double kill bottom lane.
Yeah, like, you know what it is? I think it's kind of like the fact that Lifestealer has become... it's not the same as Void, but you know what I mean? Like, it's went from this one position hero that always gets kited without a huge ultimate or something like that, So if you play it as a 3, you might just be getting away with like a greedy move. And it might just work that way because this Lifestealer Bomb really does guarantee a couple kills when you jump in with something like a Sand King or a Storm. They just jump in with so much burst damage, and that instant disable, or the reliable stun anyway, could offer the enough time that Lifestealer needs to right-click targets down with Rage.
Oh, Bone 7 again, almost getting killed bottom lane. Didn't have a TP scroll once more, so like the double silence, the Yules and the silence will just ruin him. But he does barely manage to escape. But yeah, I'm with you. And the other key component, I think, Claire, is not just having him as like a 3 position most likely, but also having a good vehicle. And they have a good vehicle in the Sand King. With that, he can get into the fights, and you can't reliably feed script him because you just don't know when he's coming.
Yeah, it's hard to focus him down for sure. Although I guess the other concern is, as I say, that Farah, big engagement.
Grip onto Banana, holding him in place in the river. Han coming through as well. They just shred the Sand King. Great start to this fight for Cloud9, but buybacks will come through now. Well, at least one. They brew split on top of 3, but they're standing and fighting against this Panda. They're going to kill off the Earth Panda almost better this way as the Wind Panda gets thrown up in the air, drop back down. Can't wind walk. No, okay, he is, but no, he just gets shredded even through that. They just slaughtered a Brewmaster during a split. And that was like the perfect initiation for Cloud9 to boot.
I don't think they realize where they are. They're in China. It should be the panda's friend, not the panda's killer.
Yuck, 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 yuck. I chuckled.
Thank you.
Well played, sir. Hey, Envy didn't die, though. That's something.
Yeah, that is something. I mean, it is pretty big, I would say. He has almost 2k gold in his inventory. Again, though, like, that kind of initiation is...
Are you seeing this Death Prophet net worth, Claire? Are you seeing this right now?
Yeah, skyrocketed all the way to the top.
17k.
Filthy 17k. Disgusting. Ugh.
It's not it's a lot of farm for the stage, but it's more just like everyone else is so poor.
Yeah.
In comparison.
It's like one of those Nagasaren or Animage disparities back in the day. You know, you would just see them skyrocket after one item and everybody else just gets left behind.
And they're going to be picking up some other items now. Banana will rush us BKB. Not even going to complete Arcane Boots this game. And has the 4 staff for some additional mana. So your Sand King gets a lot of farm.
I find that very odd, though. I think Sand Kings in general find themselves to be quite mana starved. So I'm very surprised at how Banana managed until now. And all he has is a casual magic stick. So
I guess the extra... I guess the 4 staff helps a bit. Just the extra int. But yeah, you really want that regen, I would say, in general.
Yep. Passenger has arrived, Banana camping on the right side of the map and probably looking to be out of action, MIA for an extended period of time, at least.
Look how confident Newbee is in their lead. Moo's just solo pushing mid. Has no one even in the zip code. He's like 3,000 units away from every teammate, maybe 5,000 in some cases, and he just doesn't give a hoot, honestly.
Yeah. And he furthered that dominance by picking up the Rod of Ados. That's an item that you pick up on Death Prophet when you're ahead.
Is that rubbing it in to try and slay Cloud9 with the Rod of AUI 2000? Is that going too far?
I guess you look at it like that. I'm not sure how AUI would take it, but I know for a fact that this Ados will definitely put out its value. It's a really good item in terms of cost. It's just usually not a core item because cores need other items sometimes, but with the Shivas and Ados right now, when your Death Prophet is so far ahead of everybody else, it just lets her run down everybody with Exorcism.
You just know the state of the game when they just see how solo farming... Eternal Envy's daggering to sneak up into the enemy woods to TP out. Because he's trying to go for these ninja farming maneuvers that he's known for, but if he gets spotted, he just has to back. He can't risk getting caught there. It has no buyback for 900 gold, so a death would just probably be GG. And the siege may begin soon. They also saw how, and that like 2 heroes in position and the double global, and they're like, yeah, we're not good on that bristleback either. We just can't kill anyone. And they'll now just use this Crimson Guard rather early, just to try and siege a bit. Keeps the creeps healthy.
Yeah, it is somewhat early. Oh, fight breaks out.
Banana missed his burrow strike, then he gets slept, but they double silence. This will prevent any easy initiation. Oh, they get it though. Grip on the Banana, but that frees up the Leicester and just smack down Pylodite. But he's reinforced by AUI 2000 with a nice timely grave while they just try to duke it out regardless. So the Death Prophet ultimate, Hal's right clicks. They'll kill off the split rather quickly. Hal's got life number 2. They stand strong for the time being though, losing their 2 supports. They'll have a second life to work with, and all 3 cores stand. but no burrow strikes for this, so they might just get kited out of the fight. We'll see if they can come back down to earth and still push. They want to. They want to end this Rex right now, but it's a risky push in, and it seems they may have changed their mind. They lose their Aegis, they lose 2 supports. It costs very little from Cloud9, considering.
Yeah. Oh, looks like they want to come back around too, though.
Envy can't go down now. Open Woods is there. They just start tanking up. Grave? Is it a Grave available? No, they silenced him. AUI can't do a thing. They lose Envy. Godlike for Moo. No way to cancel this TP. They go for AUI instead.
A lot of AUI.
He Graves. He tries to TP out inside his own base. Yule's still cooling down. And that's their opening. But they don't have creeps. Okay, maybe not their opening then. Bone7's trying to push the tier 1 bottom meanwhile. Are they still going? They're still going. These 3 just will not leave mid. The 3 Musketeers back down the lane. And Moo is definitely looking like Porthos right now. He's a beefy one.
In the meantime, Banana does clean out the remnants of what Bone7 has left in the lane from his push. Bone7 has finished the Mjolnir, and looks like the push has been subdued for the moment.
That's an Assault Cuirass as well.
Pardon me?
That's an Assault Cuirass on your Bristleback as well, though.
Oh my gosh, he is so tanky. I don't know if they can bring him down at this stage. I think one of the things that kept him out of that base so well is AUI before he died, before he TP'd out, he dropped a massive weave on everybody, and at one point Lifestealer was sitting at 10 minus 16 armor, which made him take like over 100 damage from the tower hits. But don't think you can expect that kind of thing from Newbee again. For one, they're not going to play so deep into the enemy territory without the Aegis, and then of course the other thing is they can always wait for the next Roshan.
Yeah, that might be their objective at this point. I don't really think you can ask for a better hold from Cloud9, considering their deficit. Down 20k gold, and most importantly, like, if you're down this much, but maybe your Spectre's really, really fat, it could make up for it, but when he's just at 12k net worth, it's a dire situation.
Yeah, most importantly, it's just a 1300 life point hero. I mean, we saw the Rod of Ados. There was no Exorcism committed. There was, I mean, even Lifestealer wasn't getting free right clicks because he had to move for a little bit without phase, and you saw just how fast that Spectre actually drops. Even with the Grave right now, there's not enough overall damage output coming out of Cloud9.
Did someone call for an exterminator? Because Banana is trying to find that rat.
Yeah.
Back at the base, though.
We got a rat infestation problem right now, but it's not a big rat.
Yeah. It's like they've got like 40 rat traps, and it's just a little mouse in the end.
Yeah, that's right. Limited maneuverability.
I've seen Bone7 do this to great success, but it's normally when Eternal Envy is something that can split push, and he's
look at
these
this
next level tactics.
This is typical Cloud9 right here.
Mjolnir Triads to stall the game.
Oh, the procs! Oh, they weren't lucky.
It's working, I suppose, but
yeah,
not well enough.
It did its work for a little bit. It was cute while it lasted, but not for long, they say, as the dire creeps decide to take the upper hand.
They say, screw it, we're not waiting for Roche. It's up in potentially as little as a minute or two. Well,
Newbee's not a patient team, simply put. They play so aggressive every time.
Yeah, it's kind of the misconception that, you know, all Chinese teams are just patient and want to farm all game, but it's been dispelled for a while, and Newbee is definitely looking to end it right now. They'll go into the high ground, there's no glyph ready. They'll immediately lose the tower, and now working on the Rage Rex. As the Manta does come out for your Spectre, a lot of bonus damage to Envy. A way to remove this open wounds. Does it remove Atos? I think that got changed, right? Can't remember.
Which one?
Manta.
Oh, the Mana style? Actually, I don't know.
I'm not sure. I know Halberd doesn't, but
I don't see why it wouldn't. It's a 3,300 gold item, and I would imagine it should. But regardless,
the rat's in mid though. He's cutting the wave, but it's too bad because they've still got this one range creep in the base. Oh, and they're just melting the buildings now. The melee's gonna fall down. Bone7 doing everything in his power to prolong Cloud9's journey in China, give them a fighting shot for a game number 4. But Newbee are the ones with no mercy. Eternal Envy is feeling far too merciful in his own right, and they'll take the bottom tier 3 tower as well. Cloud9 might be on their last legs in WCA. They'll lose another tower. And now the Haunt. This is it. This is the time to fight. All the illusions burning with the Radiance, but not really getting too much bonus Desolate damage. They'll rotate in with the Reality, and Hal just continues sprinting out at basically max move speed. Rapid's essentially max as well. Everybody is just running around at virtually haste speeds.
Yeah, all the cores of Newbee are basically race cars right now. Just dashing away into the darkness of the night.
tanky.
was
They're
no longer able
tanky
to
race
chase.
cars too.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like a whole bunch of Night Stalkers that actually scale. What a beauty.
What a hero. Man, that hero needs some changes, I feel.
She's really powerful, man. I mean, like, people think, okay, so Cloud9 actually doesn't think Death Prophet's broken by definition, which is why against Cloud9 you'll see a lot of Death Prophets. We do counter her with Bounty Hunter, and I guess I shouldn't get too deep into it. But basically, this hero, she's not one of those heroes that even if you kill her a lot, she can come back. So it is worth a lot to kill her, especially during Exorcism. I mean, that's huge, but she can still farm so fast in the lane, and her lane presence is just, it's so dominant because she never lets you get to her tower with this 4-second spammable nuke. It's really hard to deal with this hero when it comes to a strategy game.
Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, like, this isn't really a fair case study in Death Prophet Strength, though. You start the game giving up 5 kills to 0. To be fair, they basically threw that lead away, but still, like, having a decent start is really all it takes. With the early tower advantage, the dire side lineup that can take Roche quickly. From there, it's just so hard to slow down the train. The Moo train just has no brakes right now, and
Yeah.
yeah, they might go for Roche soon.
Newbee train, man. Following International, here we are, another LAN 2 months later. Still at the top. Almost. They haven't quite won yet, but as I personally felt earlier, was just a really difficult uphill battle for Cloud9. Now, all the cores, it seems like, are so much further ahead of the Cloud9 cores.
The Roche will respawn soon. Do you think Cloud9 should even bother to contest this, or just do they have to give it up?
Just one of those things with just like BKB. I think you need to do it. It's not really going to help you, but you just have to do it. There's just going to be no other opportunities. Like, if Newbee walk into this base with Aegis and Cheese, I mean, what solutions do they have? They're already like 25,000 gold and experience deficit right now, and yeah, Moo doesn't even care about the creep wave.
Profit on splashing through, and it doesn't even hit the heroes, but they're still going to have to go in now. Rax has already fallen. Brewmaster, well, hasn't fallen, actually. They finally hit it and finish it off. Well, meanwhile, on the backside of the engagement, they've dove in pretty deep with Boat 7 and Envy, trying to find the lower hanging fruit and the easier targets, but that just goes into Sandstorm, and then there's nothing they can really do. Lifestealer infested, pops back out, survives through this, and the Wind Panda will just helplessly watch this end, so another lane of Rax essentially down with the melee falling. Basically no commitment, just the Scarth Mage dead, and Haunt was used. Exorcism sure was used, but with no Haunt, and no Brew Split, there's just no way you fight Newbee in terms of right clicks and sustained.
Not only that, but Moo has the Refresher Orb still available, so after the Roshan, they can just go back into bottom and resume what they were doing.
5-man top, try to end the game now? What do you think?
I think that's a fine plan. I mean, Eternal Envy haunted in there on top of the Skywrath, and he just said, "All right, guys, I'm out. I can't fight this guys anymore." So, the fact that Sansheng's the only one that goes down to the bundle initiation coming out of Cloud9, their Wombo combo, only showing up a Skywrath kill for it, not a good sign. And of course, going up against an Aegis and Cheese now again, not going to help him any further.
And
so
now there's
picked up the boots travel.
Yeah, now there's BOTs on him, so he can push in one lane. They really can't kill him at all, and then they can go for the other. And now Fada gets caught. Burrow Strike's there. There's no way to cancel this TP. Yeah, so he'll be fine. But there's also a casual heart on Rabbit. I mean, this is supposed to be your 3-position offlaner, and everybody's at maximum tank mode. Don't even get me started on Bristleback, who's got 4,300 gold and 33 armor. If even killing one tank is like climbing Mount Everest for right now, let alone killing 2 or 3 of them, let alone dealing with the Aegis and the Cheese. You have to kill 5 tanks with 1 Haunt Prophet ult.
It's like facing the 3 prime evils, Mephisto, Bale, and Diablo all at once.
Except you have no gear. Ubers. It's like when you lose your gear, and you have to just run the gauntlet, like past all that red lightning and shit in Diablo 2. Oh man, that was the worst.
Yeah, in hardcore mode.
Oh my.
No reward, no drops. Just death.
Just death for Cloud9. That's all that remains now. Newbee sieging them. One last stand before the run to China might end. Rabbit working on the fire pit will finish it off. Eternal Envy Grave nearly finished off already. Does decent damage through his Desolate, but they've lost Boat 7 on the Nature's Prophet. The Bristle stands strong. Maven run back in. And they still got Exorcism number 2 ready to go. Double Exorcism online, a secondary BKB if needed, and Rabbit suddenly back to half HP. And this fight already has a recap, but there's not much to recap as of yet. Just destruction in the base. The Turtle Envy goes in deep. They're ignoring him, focusing buildings, focusing other heroes. Epicenter just for AU 2000. Perfect World not cooperating, but what will it matter? Third lane of Rex now down. Cloud9 to pieces. They'll try and fight on. Bone 7 kills off the Death Prophet. Does manage to get a big kill, but it's still basically mega creeps. They need more to justify this investment. They had to buy back on the Spectre and the Prophet, and Hao just keeps on running. Envy is desperate for this kill, diving so incredibly far to finish him off. The Radiance Burn, it will be enough, and he ends up ticking down. But meanwhile, Rabbit's in your base. There's always one more, and he's still got Aegis to work with. He'll try and run out. Does have a TP scroll, so maybe dies twice. Eternal Envy just toying with him on the high ground, trying to kite and control him. Well, he lets AI do the work, but Infest is also ready. So, well, they found Envy. This was a dieback for him if he can't be graved and TP out. Doesn't have a TP. Does he have a TP? No, he mantas. He tries to run, but Open Wounds is there. Kills off Rabbit. Trying to end him with the Sandstorm. One more blink. That's Sand King. GG. Cloud9. 2-0 today after the 1-0 winners bracket advantage. And unfortunately, Clairvoyance, it was just too tough of a mountain to climb. Once again, they just can't take a first place at a major LAN.
LD, I've been completely desensitized. I've seen this over and over and over again, so it's unfortunate, but no real surprises. Cloud9 takes another second place at another event.
News at 11.
Yeah, news at 11. Really.
The sky is blue, the grass is green, and just like Fnatic once was, always the bridesmaid, never the bride. It seems for now, Cloud9 will be too. Now, to be fair, they had the much tougher run coming in. The really long day number 3, the delays, the grueling just issues in general their matches happen to encounter. But that said, Newbee played damn well, and well, for Cloud9, close, but just not quite there. And any closing thoughts, Claire? Like, how is this ever going to change? Is it just getting in their heads at this point? I wonder.
I don't know if it's going to change their game or not. We'll have to find out.
I got to read a tweet here. Monster Energy, join Dota League Europe, D2CL Season 2, DreamHack Bucharest, Dream League, and a WEC. This marks the 7th second place finish in 2014 for Cloud9.
Oh my god.
Oh my.
Can you list the goals? Make me feel better, please.
In good news, they did still win some money. $89,000.
Yeah.
But Newbee got the lion's share, $325 for them.
Ah, there it is, that Newbee again, taking the big chunk out of our TI, out of our Chinese lands.
Well, they get something for all their struggle. But congratulations to Newbee. Certainly a well-earned victory for them. And Moo is just a beast. 16-3-10. This team is... They're not only aggressive, but they just know when to fight. Aside from that one throw earlier in the game. Every fight at selection after that was pristine.
Yeah, hyper-aggressive team for sure, but TI champions for good reason.
Well, Clairvoyance, thank you very much for joining me. Any closing shout-outs or positive words? You seem a little down.
Yeah. Look forward to us, the Cloud9 roster. Look forward to us at ESL. Hopefully perform better in terms of ranking. So instead of second place, first place next time. It's always the goal for us. Every team's working hard right now, and of course the metagame is very prone to changes at this point. And even in China, roster changes are quite frequent at this point. So look forward to a lot of great Dota to come. Somewhat inconsistent for the time being, but within the months to come, gonna be, as you say often, man, pristine and crisp.
Pristine and crisp. Sounds like a tasty snack or something. Well, Cloud9, they were food for Newbee in this one. They end the series 0-3 of the best of 5. Congratulations to Newbee, guys. Thank you for bearing with everything through WCA 2014, and I don't think there could have been a more issue-ridden tournament. So the good news is there's nowhere to go but up. There's nowhere to go but up. And on that note, we'll end the broadcast here. Thank you all for watching. Congratulations to Newbee and still Cloud9 for finishing second. Alliance for their third place finish. And with that, Clairvoyance and LD signing off. You have been watching Beyond the Summit. We'll see you later.